it's Lauren Keeley. I'm here for my last video of my water campaign. It ended yesterday. Today is April 1st, and this is not an April Fool's joke, but my water campaign for my birthday ended yesterday, March 31st, and I'm so grateful. We raised more money than I was expecting. Originally I set my goal for $500, and several of my friends and family and some of you on Facebook have supported me, so we got to our $500 goal a couple weeks ago. And then we held a swing dance in my town. We normally hold a swing dance anyway, but my fellow organizers allowed me to donate any of the admission money that was given for that dance to the charity water campaign. So grateful that so many people, the dance is normally $5, but a lot of people gave more than that just because they knew it was going to be donated to charity. So that brought us $120 more above our goal. And then additional friends and family also found out about the campaign and donated in the last few days. So our final total was $713, much more than my original goal of $500, which is awesome. Charity Water wants to thank you as well. They sent me an email saying that they also appreciate all the donations that you gave. And in the next 18 months, they will be allotting that to a project and going somewhere in the world to either repair a well, fix a well, make a new water project. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with it. And then in about 18 months, they will email me and I will try to promote it on Facebook as well. Or if you've donated and you put your email address in, you will get an email as well of where the money went, 100% of it, even some of the tax donations, sometimes you pay with a credit card and there's like a fee taken off, even that's going to be going towards their campaign. They're able to recoup that somehow. And then they'll send us pictures and GPS coordinates so we know exactly what happened with our money. I'm very excited. And my favorite part of this project, though, was that it really helped bring my awareness about the access to clean water, the severity of the issue, as well as just bringing me aware of the clean water problems around here. I have lots of access. I have wells. I have pipes coming out of my sinks. But there seems like in the last month since I started this, I've always heard about water on the news. They're talking about stuff at the Olympics or stuff in local communities. Water's not always clean around here, and we're going to keep working on that too. I know that part of the discrepancy is we give money to other countries who have no clean water, but we also still want to make sure that we're getting clean water as well. I've been learning a lot, trying to find out more about why clean water is so hard. I visited my family down in Long Island and then my in-laws up in Syracuse, New York. And I kept thinking, what would they do if they didn't have their pipes anymore? Like if the pipes stopped working, where would they go for water? And for my family down in Long Island, I thought, I know how to walk down to the nearest water source. I know an area that's kind of like a little beach. And then I was talking about it more. It is salt water. It's the Long Island Sound. So I said, well, why can't we just bring the salt water home and just boil it and get the salt out? And it's apparently a lot more complicated than that. So that made me look into the whole water cycle and how the oceans have so much salt in them, and then it evaporates, goes up into the clouds, rains up here in the land, and then flows down into the sound. Even learned about how as the water evaporates, the carbon dioxide, I want to say, gets taken out of it and the salt gets taken out of it. And then as it's dripping through rocks and other formations, it is eroding the rocks. And so the salt gets built up and then eventually drains back into the Long Island Sound and the ocean again. So not a very easy process to be able to get the salt water out, because that's been happening for so many years, that the oceans are just going to be salty. And if we drank it, I learned about how that would dehydrate us, because we have to create urine that is less salty than salt water. And we would just keep drinking, being more and more thirsty and not getting any nourishment out of it. The other contrast is up in Syracuse, New York. There is one of the I think it's the second cleanest lakes, is the Skaneateles Lake, one of the Finger Lakes. And that they're able to use for drinking water without any filtration. So that's pretty awesome. Obviously not likely around the rest of the country. A lot of people still have to filter their water. But just to see that that water is there, and you can technically just go and grab a cup of water and potentially drink it without any major side effects. But then also wondering, where would you get your water from if you didn't have pipes? Where would you go to collect water? The other thing I loved about statistics about things is the salt water in the ocean. It was saying that there's so much. I wondered, why couldn't we just get the salt water out? If you took all the salt water and piled it on the land, it would create a 40-story tall building of all the land masses on water. So there's a lot of salt out there. I want to recap for you the 4 places that I went that were relatively near my house if I had to collect water for no pipes, and I'm glad I don't have to do that. First, I went west of my house, the Poston Cook Creek, about a 10-minute walk. Then I went to my favorite spot, the Barber Hill Falls, about 7 miles if I was going to walk the whole way. 2.5 hours technically. I didn't walk the whole time. Van Skake Pond was north of me, about 3.5 hours walking, which is about average for most of the people in other countries that don't have access in their town. And then the Hudson River would have been about 4 hours walking, and I did have to drive that again. You can see when I shake the bottles up, when I put them in the sunlight, there is lots of stuff in there that you can't always tell. I hope you've enjoyed watching my water campaign videos. I definitely enjoyed collecting water around the area, kind of trying to see what that would be like. Not only the physical energy of putting in to collect the water, but also coming home with it, sometimes carrying it on my back, and then coming home and seeing how clean it really was, and not really wanting to drink it myself. I still have some bottles left over that I started collecting, thinking that I would do 5 or 6 projects, one each week. So if you really enjoyed this, please message me or comment below to let us know that you want me to continue the water campaign videos. I got lots of ideas of other places in the capital region, as well as when I'm traveling. I'd be happy to try to collect water. It just takes a little bit of effort, and I want to see what you guys are thinking about that. Thank you all so much for donating. I'm going to definitely be involved in Charity Water's campaigns moving forward, as well as just continuing to educate myself about water quality and access issues. Take care, and thanks so much. If you've enjoyed these videos, please go to charitywater.org to learn more about their cause. You can make a donation or donate your own birthday to raise money for Charity Water and bring clean drinking water to the 663 million people who don't have access.